All right, welcome back everyone to our water fluoridation investigation. So, a few viewers have contacted me and said, "What the heck is going on with this fluoride shortage in America? What do you know about that?" And the short answer is I don't know. I don't know for sure. The narrative that we're being fed is that the reason why we have a fluoride shortage is because of the war in Iran. We're having a hard time getting supplies. Now, I find this a narrative to be a little confusing because, as you know, fluoride is a hazardous waste, right? It's a hazardous waste byproduct. And that comes from the aluminum industry, comes from the phosphate industry. And I've never known there to be a shortage of hazardous waste. But nonetheless, that's what we're being told. So I've been watching this for some time, for more than a year actually. I first noticed the fluoride shortage, well, the disruption, I should say, more than a year ago, before the war in Iran. I was studying the Manhattan Project, and many of you may know that fluoride is used to enrich uranium. So when I started noticing that people were having a hard time getting fluoride, I thought, well, that's odd, right? And the first thing that came to my mind was who's enriching uranium was really what came to my mind. But I kind of set it aside because I thought that maybe what was going on is, you know how if you buy a red car and all of a sudden you see red cars everywhere? That's really what I thought was going on. I thought I'm studying the Manhattan Project. I'm studying what happened to these men when they were exposed to fluoride. Their teeth fell out. The government narrative was that the fluoride reduced cavities. I think technically you could say that's true. When you don't have any teeth, you don't have any cavities, right? And so I just thought, it's a coincidence, right? Just because I'm studying about the Manhattan Project and I'm studying about fluoride being used to enrich uranium, and there's a fluoride shortage. I shouldn't think I shouldn't think that people are enriching uranium, right? I just thought, it's just a coincidence. And it still may be a coincidence. I can't say for sure. And so I just, thought, well, I'm going to watch this. And I started having conversations with some chemists about how much fluoride do you need to enrich uranium, and, to kind of get, gauge, what's going on. So, gearing up to the war in Iran, I'm seeing more and more that people are having a hard time getting fluoride. And I was like, what is going on here? We have plenty of this waste here in America. We have the phosphate industry. Florida, for example, they have a lot of this waste and they'll sell it, to you have Nutrien sells it to Universal Solutions sells it to Henrico County, right? And so I just am thinking there shouldn't be a shortage of this waste product, this recycled waste product. So anyway, I just keep watching and keep watching. And I did have a couple conversations with people quietly and said, I think that somebody's enriching uranium somewhere or somebody's planning on enriching uranium. That was my guess. So, okay, now we have the war in Iran, and, more and more I'm seeing in the news. Finally, it's coming to the news. Before I learned about the fluoride shortage by speaking with county managers and waterworks operators throughout the U.S. And so now it's actually hitting mainstream news, and people are talking about this fluoride shortage, and people are a little confused, right? And I'm still confused. The I can say that the largest exporters of fluoride are China and Israel, right? And so, are we having a hard time getting fluoride from China? Are we having a hard time getting fluoride from Israel? Why do we need their fluoride to begin with? Right? These are questions that I would like to have answers to. Or has somebody been hoarding this fluoride in order to gear up to enrich uranium, maybe for nuclear, maybe for things that go boom, maybe to prevent other people from accessing the fluoride to enrich uranium? I'm really not sure. I think only time will tell. So, yeah, I just thought that I would kind of give you guys an update on this. I did find it unusual that the claim is that the U.S. is having a hard time getting fluoride. We did not have a hard time getting fluoride throughout COVID, is as far as I can tell. So it seems a little peculiar that we would have a hard time getting it now. But anyway, that is all I have to say about that. If you know what's going on, then leave a comment below. Do you think that there's just a disruption in the supply chain? Israel was selling it to us and now they're not. They can't get it to us. China was selling it to us and now they're not because they can't get to us. Why would what's going on in Iran have to do with China? I can't say. But it is something that we should watch. And I think somebody should be watching it closely, because the last time we needed a lot of fluoride like this would be for the Manhattan Project. But I don't know. I don't know. So, anyway, that's all I have to say about that. If anyone can fill in the blanks, feel free to do so. And I will leave a link below regarding the history of fluoride in the Manhattan Project. And then you guys can just Google how fluoride is used to enrich uranium. So anyway, that's all for today. And I will see you next time. Bye, guys.